What's up y'all, Talon here. Today we're going to be taking on the Pokemon Battle Stadium Regulation G ranked ladder featuring a top team in this metagame. Today we have a team created by Alejandro Jimenez. This team was able to get top 16, 12th place overall, going 11-3, which some 11-3s were able to make top cut because of the resistance system. Alejandro not able to do that here, but a very interesting team with a lot of cool text that at a glance might seem a little weird, but definitely make a lot of sense in the context of the metagame. I'm going to go into the details of that, but if you guys enjoy these type of videos, please subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, let's hop into it. First off, we have a restricted choice of Calyrex Shadow Rider with a Terra Water Terra Blast, and it's really strong against Incineroar. Essentially, with the IDD on the first turn, you're able to threaten Follow Me, Terra Blast, and they can't really threaten you. And if they go for a Terastallization, that eases up things for a Expanding Force or an Astral Barrage because they're usually Terra Ghost, so you're able to knock it out after that. So it very much forces things in your favor on that first turn. And then the rest of the team is really interesting. We have a Dondozo, which with Unaware is able to deal with things that would otherwise try and set up on it in the metagame, or are naturally boosted, like it's able to tank a Zamazenta Body Press a little bit better because it can ignore that +1 defense boost, I believe. And then Covert Cloak is cool because you can't get Fake Out Wicked Blow, which is some people's answer against Dondozo. It's not going to work here against Covert Cloak. You will be able to go for the Wave Crash, Order Up, etc., and take a knockout that way. Tatsugiri is interesting. Instead of the Focus Sash or the Choice Scarf that are both open on the team, I might add, we have a Bright Powder here. So if you're popped out of Dondozo's mouth on that turn, you will have a, at worst, 90% chance to get hit. So, you know, that 10% chance over the course of a tournament can matter. And aside from that, Terra Dragon, Dragon Pulse for big damage, and then Helping Hand to support maybe your Calyrex in the back if it comes out. Overall, very interesting Tatsugiri there. But the Goodra I think is very interesting. Life Dew to support itself mainly, but can also heal its partners like Calyrex Shadow. Acid Armor Body Press is something I do want to key in on here because with the Sap Sipper ability, you're able to ignore grass type moves and get an attack boost off that. So I guess, you know, you can get a +1 boost to your Heavy Slam, which can be something. But with the Acid Armor Body Press, you're able to effectively wall Calyrex-Ice very effectively. You are weak to the high horsepowers, but you can go Terra Fairy to ignore that. There is some susceptibility to, I guess, a Sludge Bomb or Clear Smog Amoonguss if you do that, but generally, with the leftovers, Grassy Surge, you'll be healing after one acid armor enough to really kind of ignore that Calyrex and sweep the rest of the team with the Body Press, and then win in the late game 1v1 against it. We're definitely very excited to be taking this team with so many cool techs on the ladder today. Best of one closed team sheet. We're definitely going to surprise a couple people. If you want to try the team for yourself on ladder, I have the rental code in the bottom of the video in the description, along with the Pokepaste featuring all the EV spreads that Alejandro was gracious enough to offer out on Twitter. Once again, congrats to him on his top 16 finish. And yeah, with all that being said, let's hop into the battles now. Okay, my opponent here has, I believe, the team that Buenti got top 4 at the... actually, maybe it's a little different, but... yeah, this team did very well in the Stockholm Regional a couple of weeks ago with the Farigiraf, Choice Scarf, Terra Ground, Chi-Yu, Tornadus, Choice Specs Miraidon, Life Warp Ursaluna, and either Clear Amulet or Assault Vest on the Iron Hand. It's a little, you know, it depends on the team, but that's often what it is. So I do feel like Ghost Rider, if they're not Snarl, that's pretty good. I could figure that out pretty quickly. Let's think. If it's Snarl, that's annoying, obviously. I want to lead Dondozo, just put some pressure on them. And then Ghost Rider would be fun. I could Terra Water their Chi-Yu. That seems kind of tempting, honestly. If I can get a boost up that way, that'd be pretty cute. And then maybe Goodra. If I can redirect, that'd be solid. And I think Dondozo's a little sketchy here. Just because I think the Miraidon can probably... if they switch to Timid, they can probably outspeed and hit us with a Draco and deal like probably 80% even with the boosts. Maybe even knock out if they have Helping Hand in the field. So I don't want to risk that. So leading with the IDD, even though they can easily override the terrain by switching in Miraidon, I'm not that worried about that. I think what I want to do is double protect, see what they're going to go for, and then maybe go for a Helping Hand Astral Barrage if it's not Snarl, because then I can go for a basically just knockout on the next turn. Iron Hand's Miraidon's very interesting, and I think honestly not correct, just being like straight up. Because I'll underspeed their Miraidon, obviously, with Psychic Terrain. I'll be threatening Expanding Force, and they don't have a lot that can switch in there. Chi-Yu could switch in, of course, but if they do that, that's fine. I can double protect the next turn. And Iron Hands doesn't love taking this. I could also Helping Hand Astral Barrage right away. but that's more susceptible to their normal type switch in, so I don't love that as much. If I wanted to get crazy, I could go after... So Farigiraf would be a switch in, obviously. If it switches into Chi-Yu, am I okay with that? With the Pokemon I have in the back? I'd like some damage into it, I'll be honest. Wouldn't mind some damage there. This just feels like Expanding Force, Helping Hand, or Astral Barrage. I'm not sure I'll knock out the Miraidon is the issue. I think if they switch in for a Farigiraf, that's fine. They can also go for a Terra here on their Iron Hands. Let's go for Helping Hand, just because I feel like Chi-Yu is more likely of a switch in. Okay, interesting. We see a switch into Chi-Yu there. Fair. Which is going to do... I mean... Interesting. So unless they're Choice Scarf Miraidon, we should just outspeed and KO them here. Yeah, with the Beads of Ruin plus Life Orb and the Helping Hand, I really doubt they live this. Yeah, and Chi-Yu actually goes down very low with a crit. Okay, makes sense. We double crit them. Yeah, I mean, they basically led very defensively weak against me, and now I have terrain advantage. I have a boost, so if they want to go for a Snarl, I can circumvent that. They can't override my terrain anymore. Yeah, this is kind of exactly why you want to be running something like this. It's just so positive against another team. They can Helping Hand, Heat Wave. Okay, yeah, we have the perfect Terra here. So if they are Sunny Day Torn, which I don't think they are, but they could be, we can just go for this. We can go for Follow Me to redirect any Dark Pulse and probably just knock them out. They're going for a Terra of their own. Interesting. Who could that be? On Chi-Yu, what are you, Terra Fire? Oh, you bet you are. You going for Sunny Day? Sunny Boy? Yeah, we have the perfect Terra to counter this, actually. In another situation, we might actually be kind of toast, other than the ability to Grassy Glide the Chi-Yu in the late game, which is definitely important. The Sunny Day Choice Scarf Chi-Yu probably could knock us out with a Heat Wave if they hit. But with the Terra Water, I have a sneaking suspicion we'll live. Yep, there's the Sunny Day. Definitely a cool combo. They could have still come back if we did not have a very selective Terastallization here. Oh yeah, that would have gotten very close to a knockout, but not going to do it. And now they've burned their Terra. We're taking another knockout with the Chi-Yu. The Tornadus goes down. It is not the Focus Sash. And this Iron Hands is up against a +3 Astral Barrage or Expanding Force if we want it from a Life Orb Calyrex. Going to be very, very unlikely to see a comeback here. Basically the perfect game for this lead. Just really excellent against this type of team composition. Alright, Iron Hands, meet your doom. We'll go for Expanding Force. I'd like to see the animation if they give it to us. But it should probably be a forfeit. Oh, they give it to us. Nice, we get to see the Expanding Force animation. Actually, pretty boring. Pretty boring. Usually I don't see it from this side of the table, but not that interesting. The damage is interesting, but yeah, you're able to defeat White Trash in a tough one. Yeah, I think that was just a very difficult matchup on lead for them. If I don't go for Expanding Force, which I resisted the urge to, we're just able to beat them really, really handily. The crit ended up not mattering because we would have gotten them with the next one after the special attack boost on after the first Astral Barrage, so I don't feel too bad about that. But it's definitely frustrating in best of one going against what we had, because basically against any other Calyrex, they probably beat us there. But we have the perfect Terastallization, and they do not know that, but definitely lost a lot of games to close team sheet, so I will take a win off one. Okay, interesting team. They have a Calyrex-Ice, Como, IDD, Sinistcha, Grimmsnarl, and Raging Bolt. The Sinistcha is really the only threat to the Goodra. I think I beat everything else with Body Press, Terra Fairy. But the Sinistcha is scary, but I wonder if they even bring it against Ghost Rider. Maybe I can late game them. I think I just go for the setup right off the bat. Get some terrain going. U-turn out. Maybe into Indeedee, probably not. I think Ghost Rider's pretty good, and then I could Dondozo them. Solo Unaware is kind of cute against their Como, but not really. Not that much. think I'll just go IDD to protect myself. But yeah, this is really the matchup Goodra is meant to shine in. This and Zamazenta. It really... And like, Como is kind of a baby Zamazenta when you think about it, so... I feel good about the Goodra this game. Okay, Grimmsnarl plus the Raging Bolt. That's fine. I think I'm just going to fake out the Bolt and Iron Defense right off the bat. Defensively, I'm pretty solid against these guys. If they're not Fake Out or Taunt Grimmsnarl, I'm in good shape. Thunderwave would be a little annoying, but these are all not the standard set and not really what I would expect on a team like this. I would just expect screens, Parting Shot, Spirit Break. Thunderwave would be a little... confusing on a team this slow. Like, instead of just going for Trick Room, you go for Thunderwave. I kind of doubt it. Reflect is absolutely fine. We'll see the speed tiers. They are faster than my Goodra, so you'd have to be min speed, or pretty low speed. Raging Bolt to be underspeeding the Goodra, so no big surprise there, but good to figure out. Okay, they heal a bit from the terrain. I think wouldn't be, if they're foul play, I don't want to switch into that necessarily. Let's just get a Woodhammer off, or maybe a Grassy Glide. Let's go Woodhammer into the Grimmsnarl slot. Yeah, let's get some damage. They could switch into Sinistcha, but they don't. No Parting Shot. Interesting. So we're going to 2-hit KO them with the Woodhammer if they let us live this turn, which is cool. Dragon Pulse trying to stack some damage into the Goodra makes sense. That does a lot. But we'll heal about half of it back, half of it off with the Grassy Terrain leftovers, and they Spirit Break the Rillaboom. Very glad I didn't switch that. I could Life Dew Woodhammer, which would be fun. Maybe another Acid Armor though. Life Dew is pretty safe. It also covers for a Thunderbolt crit, or a Dragon Pulse crit, which I don't think I can really handle. So we'll go for that. I could set up another Acid Armor and still be at about 70% HP by the end of the turn, but I think full HP is sufficient here, as well as Rillaboom being a little healthier. Okay, we'll see if that's Sinistcha. No, it is the horse. Okay. So that's good. We are boosted pretty significantly against that. I guess I could have gone for Terra Fairy here. Oh, big crit. Yeah, now they're in body press range. We'd love to see that. Another Dragon Pulse, but we'll Life Dew that back up. Yeah, we are getting pretty low, but we... Oh, I thought I Life Dew'd there. My bad. Not ideal, actually. Not ideal, but not the worst. Because I can still Woodhammer and knock out their Calyrex here. Let's go for Life Dew, Terra Fairy, Woodhammer still. That crit was really good for me. We're going to stop dealing with all that damage from the Raging Bolt, though. The Dragon Pulse, indicative that they're probably a Assault Vest set. Every other set runs Draco for the most part. So now they'll have to Thunderbolt me. They protect, fair enough, but we're going to heal a lot of our HP back, which I'm cool with. We are free to U-turn body press that slot now. Which should be fine, yeah. Big turn for us in terms of HP. Instead of being down to like 50% at the end of the turn, we are actually up on both of our Pokemon. Both the Goodra, and now we're walling out the Raging Bolt pretty effectively. So I could double into the Calyrex with Woodhammer. I think I'm just going to U-turn that and body press it. It should be a knockout, and if they switch into a Terra Fire or something, we will still knock them out. I think I was actually kind of susceptible to that this turn, a Terra Fire, but it would have been pretty, pretty aggressive to go for that. We're going to U-turn out. If it's into Sinistcha, that would kind of surprise me, given they had that switch the whole time. No, Grimmsnarl, yeah, that's a KO. Cool, that will work. And I think at this point, probably still not the best time to bring in the Calyrex. I'm going to go in DD. Because I can follow me pressure. Let's actually go Calyrex. This will put a lot more pressure on them. Just knowing that they have to deal with this still. With the Grimmsnarl in their main defensive resist against it knocked out, this will be a pretty solid spot. They're going to Thunderbolt. No para. Still doing a lot. Yeah, Goodra is very naturally specially defensive, but if you don't have terrain up, it still can get overwhelmed pretty quick in like 2 or 3 turns. That's part of why I didn't want to turn off the grassy terrain. I want to get the full value of that on the leftovers plus the grassy terrain healing. Yep. So one more turn. Doesn't look like a lot, but could be important at the end of the battle. Alright, Calyrex out. That should just fold to an Astral Barrage, unless they're a Terra Dark, I think. So I think what I will go for is a... probably just Body Press Astral Barrage, I think. Okay, they cancel out. Yeah, this is really why Goodra is so effective against these Calyrex-Ice teams. Sap Sipper plus Body Press Iron Defense is so, I guess Acid Armor, is so difficult for them to deal with. If I get 1 up, your damage output is really limited. If I go for my Terastallization, if I get 2 up, suddenly my Life Dew is out healing your Glacial Lances, my Body Presses are 2 at KOing you and the rest of your team, and you can't even Spore me. So, really cool tech there from Alejandro. Okay. Yeah, my opponent is ranked pretty high, like 170 on the ladder, with Ribombee, Alchemy, Smeargle, Torkoal, Slowpoke, and Terapagos. So I gotta imagine this is a Decorate setup of some kind. I don't know what the Slowpoke is doing, but it's spooky. I could bluff Imprison Trick Room on the IDD, which I kind of want to do. I don't know if it's my best play, but it's definitely a play. Ribombee learns Speed Swap as well, gotta be conscious of that. Follow me that away. No terrain control. Well, I guess they do have terrain control in that respect. Very scary, honestly. Super scary. Trick Room would be great for me here, but obviously I don't have it. I think Body Press is probably something I have to go with here. Maybe I can Life Dew back up some health, but yikes, this is scary. Torkoal is terrifying in Trick Room for this team. I can Terra Water, but then the Terra Starstorm from Terapagos is obviously a knockout, so... yeah, I don't know what to do about this, but maybe Follow Me will be sufficient. Yeah, Wild Team. And they are leading the Ribombee and Alchemy. Scary. So Alchemy learns Trick Room and Decorate, as well as Sweet Veil. Those are its 2 main weapons. I don't think they have priority blocking necessarily. What I could go for is Astral Barrage plus... does this learn Sleep Powder? Yeah, it's probably just Astral Barrage. I think that's Bug Fairy or something. Maybe U-turn. Are you going to Speed Swap yet? I'm not sure. I think I don't want to knock out the Ribombee. I'm not sure what this is going for. But I want to go after the Alchemy and stop Trick Room setup, I think. Tailwind. Okay. It outsped me, so I couldn't have stopped that. Huh? Okay. What? Okay, that's cool because it actually stops me from getting the boost, but all that for a Tailwind. I guess priority Tailwind could just do that, but that's crazy. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Turns out Protect was my play there, but against a potential Trick Room lead, you do rarely go for that. What the heck is going on? I can always fake out in the late game, it just depends on who they have in the back. Smeargle. Oh, this is just Decorate Starstorm, yeah. Yep, okay. Scary. What are we going to do about that? I can stop a... I can't... If I had let Follow Me, I could stop a Decorate, but I can't now. Am I able to win with Goodra in the back? Maybe? I think the Decorates could be problematic, though. Let's try to Expanding Force the Smeargle, if I can. But I doubt it. I doubt I get it off. The problem is IDD's going to go down here, truthfully. There's not a lot I can do to handle that. I might go down, actually. We're going to hope we do. Yeah, this is a crazy strategy. A bunch of different Decorate Pokemon, they're just spamming Tailwind and Explosion in a way that you're not expecting it. And they get maximum turns of Tailwind plus Terapagos at probably +2. Maybe even +4 by the second turn. Terrifying stuff. So I'm expecting this to Terastallize and eliminate my terrain, but I'm happy with that because we can bring in Rillaboom and Goodra, and that's probably the only way we would ever win this. I think it'd have been cool with Dondozo Tatsugiri in the back. In retrospect, with Unaware, I could have maybe walled that out, but then I get Spored, and then I don't know, man. I don't know if we're tanking the hits as well as we want to. There's the Decorate, fair enough. I'm hoping they knock out my IDD so I don't have to do anything cute here. Because I'm not sure I tank these hits that well. If they're specs, I think they should knock us out. Come on, IDD, go down. Oh, not even close. Okay, we can stop another Decorate, I guess. But this plus... Ooh, Life Orb. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. So I can apply Fake Out pressure and switch out. Let's go Goodra here. I don't think I'm tanking Starstorm is the issue, but it's probably the best I can do. Let's go Body Press, Follow Me, and hope they don't have Protect on Smeargle. They do not go for it, at least. It's probably a Decorate or a Spore or something. Decorate, sure. If they're Safety Goggles, they could have ignored Follow Me, but they can't ignore that, which is cool. And now they go for Starstorm. At +2 with Life Orb, they might just 2-hit KO me and I lose anyways, but we gotta go for it. Oh my god, yeah, very close. Yeah, and we're not going to be fast enough to beat them with Body Press, I think. I don't think Body Press would have been a good play into their... Like, they're probably Follow Me anyway, so I need to figure out a way to beat this, but... I think my win condition is probably to hope and pray that they do not know that we are Sap Sipper. Quick Guard Miracle would be devastating here as well, which wouldn't surprise me. But I think Follow Me or Spore is more likely. Protect feels most likely from them, so we got to cover for that. They did how much that turn? They brought me down to 150, so they did about 130. I don't think I have the HP to win this game, truthfully, unless I go for Life Dew. Fake Out into you, right? It's probably my best play. Healing, not enough, I think, because they'll hit me with the Starstorm and then I'll just lose that turn. Yeah, I got to gamble, I think. They did have a Quick Guard, yeah. I called it. Dang, the perfect Smeargle for this situation. Yeah, I couldn't have even Wood Hammered because they, if I live, I knock myself out at that point, so really well played. God, that's crazy. Yeah, you do just need the Terapagos and Tailwind, and that lead is effective at getting it, I guess. That could have even been Choice Scarf for Ribombee. I'm not sure the speed tiers, but that's very cool. I got messed up. But if they hadn't been Quick Guard, we can Fake Out there. If they Spore me, that's fine. We get Life Dew up, and I think we might just win. But yeah, Quick Guard makes it a slam dunk for them. Very cool team. Is there even anything we could have done? I think without knowing that was coming, not really. I could have gone for Dondozo in the back, but I guess Unaware is fine, but Life Orb, Terra Starstorm might be enough. Especially because I need to break their Focus Sash, and I can't do that with the Rillaboom combination, I think, after the Misty Explosion. So yeah, crazy team from them, and they just like demolish us there. Alright, crazy team. They have a Magmar and a Cresselia. Cresselia used to be crazy. Actually, this is super throwback. Cresselia and Magmar. Two very good Pokemon in the years, I think. Was it okay in 2012? It was definitely good in 2013. Might have been just so inaccessible in 2012 that people didn't realize it was good until 2013. Regardless, yep, they have a Calyrex-Ice team. That is Goodra time, I would almost certainly say. The Ogerpon makes the Dondozo mode a little sketchy, so I'm not going to go for that, I think. Yeah. Especially if I burn myself on the Magmar's Flame Body, that would be really sketch. And I don't love spamming Rock Slide, but maybe. I could consider it. I think I might go for it and then set up late on them with Goodra. I could see that being pretty fun. So what's cool about Rock Slide Dondozo is I can't ignore the Follow Me's and go for Rock Slides, and their team doesn't love taking that, so I'm going to try that angle. Parting Shot could be annoying on their Grimmsnarl, but if I can get an order up, I can circumvent that almost entirely. Okay, Grimmsnarl plus the Dondozo. Fair enough. I am actually just going to go for Astral Barrage, I think. Do I need to use my Terra this match? Most likely not. I could just rip the Terra Blast into the Magmar, which would be funny. But I think Rock Slide, Astral Barrage should be good enough coverage. I don't want them to Will-O-Wisp as I go for a Rock Slide, miss the KO. And I don't want them to go for a Dark move on the Grimmsnarl. Yeah, they're not going to go for that though, and no move from the Magmar, which suggests it could be Will-O-Wisp, so I'm glad I didn't put all my eggs in that basket, but even if they are, we probably can outspeed them and hit them with a Rock Slide. That did no damage. Okay. That did nothing. They were Will-O-Wisp. Okay, so we could have knocked that out with Wave Crash, but at the same time, they could have lived quite easily. I think just chipping this down for my Goodra is fine though. Yep, another will knock them out. But is that something we want? I can freely Wave Crash now, which is cool. Or just chip them in range. Let's go for the Wave Crash. I don't think it'll knock out, and then I can get a knockout in the next turn. So I'm kind of slow playing this so that I can prime myself to get a Astral Barrage KO on their Magmar without having to commit to the Astral Barrage or the Terra Water, which could be cool against the Calyrex. We'll see what their Grimmsnarl goes for this turn to see if I need to this turn. Or go for the Terra. We'll see. No switch, interesting. And it is Sucker Punch. Very glad we didn't... Yeah, they could have gotten me last turn. Interesting. Will-O-Wisp trying to cover a switch, fair enough. Could have gone into the Goodra there. So getting this Wave Crash off is super high value. Boom, not a knockout. Perfect. Now we're pretty well primed, I think, for the rest of the game. So we did take a wow on our Dondozo, which is annoying. No leftovers to offset that, but what we can go for now is just Astral Barrage, chip the Grimmsnarl a little bit more, and knock out the Magmar, unless they're Terra Normal. But would they go for their Terra on their Magmar when it's so low and just asking to get Wave Crashed again for kind of minimal commitment on me? I doubt it. And nothing takes an Astral Barrage on switch in. Oh wow, they switch it out. Interesting. Would that be Ogerpon or something? It's not loving taking this, I have to imagine. Oh yeah, this is not loving taking this. Even if they go for the Parting Shot, that's a lot of damage they're taking. I guess they're expecting that I mean, Terra Fairy's common enough. You can't expect that like this Calyrex goes down always to the Sucker Punch. Light Screen is definitely annoying, but Magmar's low, so should just be able to knock that out with anything. And Grimmsnarl's getting continually chipped down. Reflect, I don't know about that one, bud. You are going to tank my body presses a little better, but these Astral Barrages are still going to be really hard to deal with for you. Yup, okay. So, now I can go for Acid Armor pretty safely, and another Astral Barrage, and I doubt Sucker Punches it to a KO, even after Life Orb Chip. You have to give me either Acid Armor or have, like, Taunt Grimmsnarl, stop my Calyrex somehow. Yeah, I think you can't stop the Acid Armor effectively and me spamming Astral Barrage, which is kind of the beauty of this team, is usually the Goodra teams have redirection, they have screens to protect the Goodra. We have a Calyrex, which is just something that you have to pay attention to, so you're either going to let me get set up or you're going to take a bunch of Astral Barrages, and neither is good for most people. Yep. Fair enough on the Protect. They're going to go for the Sucker Punches, I have to imagine. Parting Shot. Interesting they didn't go for that the last turn. It felt like with the Will-O-Wisp they had enough damage reduction going, but yeah, now we just get the Body Press and maybe a knockout into a switch in. You're on -1 through a screen. Let's see how much this does. Uh-oh, Ogerpon. That's not a Goodra counter. No Goodra counters on their team, looks like. This is why on Calyrex-Ice teams, I feel like something like a Landorus or a Urshifu that can break defensive Pokemon is really appreciated. At this point, I'm just going to switch out my Calyrex, man. I don't want to take a Horn Leech. I think another Acid Armor is necessary here, and I'll go into Dondozo. Tank a hit. I'd actually like them to Horn Leech me and maybe even knock me out. That'd be ideal. But I think the only way this goes sideways is if I ever body press the Magmar and they get the 30% Flame Body proc. Outside of that, yeah, if we get the second Acid Armor up, High Horsepower isn't doing that much, even though it's super effective, because we are taking 1/3 the damage on everything. So it's effectively like just -1. Okay, they're going for a Terastallization, trying to tank the Astral Barrage, but we don't bite this turn. Terra Ground. Okay, glad we went for Acid Armor because that actually might do some damage to us. Okay, fair enough. Alright, they found a way. Interesting. Alright, we gotta break that Encore lock somehow. They're going for a High Horsepower. We will be able to heal a lot of that damage off. Okay, cool. They go into Dondozo. Surprised that wasn't Glacial Lance. That would have... Oh, actually, yeah, Terra. The Terastallization makes sense. So they don't have any means to heal, and their damage output is not that much. So I can probably just let this guy go down. Go for a Wave Crash. I guess it should just be Order Up into the Calyrex slot. Follow me Encore. Probably no Spiky Shield. Good to know. We are faster than them. We're chipping this down ever so slightly. And we get another Acid Armor up. Okay. So, I'm not going to switch out just because, yeah, they set up Trick Room, which means at some point I will be underspeeding the Ogerpon, which is interesting. I guess I can Will-O-Wisp my Goodra, but I think the defense is what we're focused on here. We'll Order Up again just because it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's wild. Helping... What? Okay, so they have either Ivy Cudgel or Horn Leech or Power Whip. I doubt this gets Dondozo, honestly. Oh, it does. Okay, so they get an attack boost, which is starting to get scary. I think that crit probably mattered, if I had to guess. But hard to say. They went for Encore. 1, 2. I guess this is the third turn. Does it end this turn or the next turn? Yeah, Encore ends. They set up Trick Room for me, and they are letting me do that. Interesting. I'm going to go into the Pokemon with Protect. Easy enough. And I doubt it's Protect on the Ogerpon, so I'm going to take my free Body Press. Because that is a guaranteed knockout into everything, and even burned, I think I sweep the rest of their team. Could be a high horsepower into Goodra, but even +1 Terra Ground against +6 defense Goodra is going to be a tough ask for them to beat me with. Turns out Astral Barrage would have been better that one turn though, because I don't think it would have knocked out their Calyrex, but it would have gotten close, and we weren't susceptible to a Horn Leech now, knowing their set. But I mean, I wouldn't protect Encore Helping Hand. Follow me, Ogerpon, in any realm. So can't beat myself up about those turns. Follow me, sure, we'll take the Body Press damage. Glacial Lance, interesting. Yeah, they were expecting the Protect, otherwise you go for the higher horsepower there, because Glacial Lance should knock me out. Still doing good damage though. However, Goodra's pretty slow. Oh, Reflect lets them live that. Ugh, okay. That's bad. Screens wears off, which means Reflect is about to wear off. Not enough turns of Trick Room, I think. Let's just Body Press the Calyrex, knock that out, and switch to the Tatsugiri. They don't have enough turns of Tailwind. They're like too passive with the Ogerpon on the field. If they had been threatening the Goodra, if they had been taking knockouts, they could have prevented me from just switching around and setting up, but they kind of timed their turns with Trick Room very poorly, where they did have me Encore locked for the rest of the game if they have the Ogerpon on the field outside of Trick Room, but in Trick Room, they kind of just lose to it. Yep, knocking out the Tatsu. Getting another boost, they might be in high horsepower range, truthfully. At +2 with Terra Ground against the Goodra at this point, even though I'm +6, they might be pretty close to a high horsepower KO. I'm going to say it's still a little shy, but it's going to be close for sure. The question is, do I protect my Calyrex or not? Because Astral Barrage should knock out everything but the Grimmsnarl, but they have Sucker Punch, so I think this is just Life to protect, I think, because I should beat everything. They could Helping Hand Astral Barrage or something like that, like Helping Hand high horsepower if they have it, or Overheat. But yeah, they follow me. At this point, Astral Barrage is going to be a KO on a Pokemon. High horsepower, they go for it. So I could have gone for the Astral Barrage and won the game off that, but I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, they don't even do that much with the high horsepower. So back up to full on the Calyrex and effectively unkillable on the Goodra now. Very, very frustrating for these Calyrex teams to play against, honestly. The Goodra is so deadly. Reflect gone, and yeah, why even attack? Let's just make it a wall. Goodra was not even here to attack, guys. Just here to heal the Calyrex, which became a Calyrex counter on its own. Pretty wild, the synergy in this particular matchup. Like, the Goodra Calyrex Shadow is so hard for them to deal with. It's just so incredibly good at stalling out Trick Room turns, and even if you can get the Goodra low, at that point the Calyrex comes in and it's like, okay, are you going to set up Trick Room again as I life do back up to heal all the damage you did during those turns? Probably not. So yeah. Another great showcase for the Goodra. Yep, not much more needs to be said, honestly. I do wonder, like, if they hadn't set up Trick Room, would things have gotten hard? I think probably not, given we saw, like, they would have needed to be Horn Leech instead of Ivy Cudgel. And I think they're probably Horn Leech, or I think they're probably Ivy Cudgel, just so that they can beat... maybe they're Terra Ground, so maybe they don't need to be that. But regardless, we should just Body Press Astral and win the game off that. They need a double protect and like a Sucker Punch crit maybe to win. Yeah, I wonder. We maybe didn't have to set up. Like if they hadn't gone Trick Room, I wonder if we could have won. But I think they would have needed to be something that is not. Yeah, if they had been Horned Leech, they could have won. If they're Ivy Cudgel, I think we just win. So weird set, but we were able to get a pretty consistent end game, I think, with the Goodra and the Calyrex closing. Terra Ground high horsepower, definitely threatening against a lot of things that would otherwise just have the edge against Calyrex-Ice, like Incineroar, so that's pretty cool tech on their part though. Okay, we have a very defensively oriented Terapagos team with Volcarona, potentially Quiver Dance set up, and yeah, the Terapagos. I think Unaware Dondozo can shine here for sure. They have a lot of great leads against Ghost Rider, so I don't want to go with that immediately, but I think I'm going to go Dondozo lead, maybe chip something down with the Goodra. Maybe get Fake Out would be cute. I could see Goodra being really effective on lead against a lot of their Pokemon. Hitting something with Heavy Slam or just setting up immediately. Tatsu in the back for sure, and I think Ghost Rider in the back too. Even though it's not going to do that well against Terapagos, it can do well against the Urshifu, the Clefairy. Expanding Force is not going to love taking those moves, so it's also just a strong Pokemon in general. If the Terapagos isn't on the field, I can threaten a lot of damage, and the fact it has to switch in kind of predictably against the... it has to switch in predictably against Astral Barrage means if I have the Iron Defense set up on the Goodra, I can knock that out. With the Body Press on switch in, basically. Alright, Volk Grim. Interesting. I actually do not feel tempted. Like, I feel like I can fairly safely just go for Acid Armor Rock Slide. If they go for a Terastallization, fine. If they don't, then they're going to take a Rock Slide. Okay. Yeah, they would not have loved this turn if I hadn't gone for this play, but that's fine. Will-O-Wisp, okay. That's surprising. That makes things a lot trickier, actually. Wow. I wonder if they would have lived the Rock Slide. I'm inclined to say probably, but we will not find out. Okay, we had... Oh. Yeah, that did... I'm going to say more than an eighth, so if we had gone for the switch-in, we would have knocked them out. Am I doing my math right? Maybe we would have done 75%. Because times 2, we would have done like 6. I don't know. Maybe they live. Maybe they live. Sketchy though. I can just keep setting up though. They're not really threatening much damage in exchange back. So yeah, I'll eat the Will-O-Wisps, I guess. They're switching out, trying to get bulked up. Would you be Will-O-Wisp Quiver Dance? That's probably worst case. Terapagos for breaking your shell. All good by me. If they miss every Will-O-Wisp, they are cooked. Oh, there's a start, baby. We're going to miss a Rock Slide on Terapagos. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but I guess we'll get another opportunity next turn. They can Calm Mind on me all they want, I think. Yeah, Rock Slide would have been great there because I could Body Press this turn. Let's switch out into Terapagos because I think they never got Light Screen out, so we can knock out their Volk and go for a Body Press into you. Just break the shield, essentially. I can't let them set up too many Calm Minds. I think I'll be able to live one Calm Mind Starstorm. If they're specs, maybe this is actually going to go bad. But I doubt it. Ooh, Protect, good Protect. Okay. If I'd Protect Goodra, I would have gone for it there, but not the case. They miss another Will-O-Wisp. That's so bad for them. That is so bad for them. That's so funny. Okay. Yeah, this should just be... What are they going for here? Maybe a Terastallization. Probably... I mean, they don't have a great switch in for Astral plus... Like, this is going to knock out the Volk, for sure. And then we just Body Press. And them double missing Will-O-Wisp makes this very easy for us. I think the +2 Body Press would have been enough. Like, even if I was expecting to get burned one of those turns, obviously. Like, 2 Will-O-Wisp misses is ridiculous, but yeah, now we get the Astral Barrage off. They went for Reflect, never Light Screen, which means... I think they never went for Light Screen. Yeah, missing the Rock Slide on the Terapagos is annoying, but I won't complain because of their misses on their side. Yeah, we knock out Volk. We're now at +1, and they never went for Calm Mind, so their damage output is going to be very lacking. And we're hitting a +4 Body Press, which is effectively kind of like +2, given the not super effective. Is it like 3 times? Kind of like 1.5, right? Because 3 times damage divided by 2 is 1.5. So still going to do quite a lot of damage here, maybe like 40%. I guess they have Reflect up. Oh yeah, on the money, 40%. With a crit, okay. Yeah, that wouldn't have done anything through Reflect. We're getting extremely lucky this match, but hey, when you're playing a passive team like ours, you're going to get crit a lot, and we definitely have. But like in other battles, I'm not sure if we have in this session, but yeah, now we have the +2 Calyrex, we have the +1 Calyrex, +4 Goodra. Honestly, don't think missing mattered that much, I have to imagine, but we probably won't find out. This is, I think, I could Terra Blast them. I think Expanding Force may be a little smarter. Or just Protect. Yeah, let's Protect. They went for Calm Mind. I don't know if I can beat them with Dondozo in the back, so I should just try and get some damage off, I'd say. Rillaboom's a non-factor here, even though it can knock out my Calyrex, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I double into the Terapagos, even though I think it's likely they would hammer me here, because I don't think there's any merit. Like, the Rillaboom is not a threat to me at all. And I can Body Press, knock them out here. Them doing that damage isn't really important. Oh, they don't even knock me out. Unfortunate. Now I can pretty freely switch out into my Dondozo and sack that if I want. Or just Protect. Like, I thought about protecting, but what I really didn't want to happen was them to go for Fake Out in my Goodra and get a +2 Starstorm off. That'd be kind of sketch. I'm going to Protect now, though, since they can't do that anymore. I could have switched into Dondozo, but I think that's not necessary at this point. +1 Earth Power shouldn't knock me out, I think, but I guess it's possible. With a crit. Yep, there's the Grassy Glide. Okay, big Earth Power. We are very bulky on the special side, but a crit would have gotten pretty close with a high horsepower Fig on for it. No dice, we take the Body Press, and now this is pretty much GG. This is why I don't love these sort of teams, especially against Calyrex. If you just deal with the Grimmsnarl early or force it out, even if your early game is kind of not great, the Calyrex can come in and sweep all the non-Terapagos Pokemon, and if you have a single thing, whether it be a close combat Urshifu, with a Focus Sash that can still deal with the Terapagos, you just lose. So I've never been a big fan of Calm Mind Terapagos, and number 1 susceptible to crits in RNG, you're going for a lot of setup, you're susceptible to flinches, crits, etc. But if you compound Will-O-Wisp stuff onto that, yeah, it's kind of difficult to deal with. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Life Dew just to get around any crits. They're going to Thunder Wave, fair enough. I imagine they didn't go for Grassy Glide then, because, yeah, no. Rillaboom's faster than Grimmsnarl naturally, so they had to have not gone for that. For Thunder Wave to move first, we deal a lot of damage, and then Life Dew is about to come out. Interesting, yeah, they tried to catch Dondozo on the switch, which makes sense, but not what happened here. And now we have the unkillable Goodra. I feel like Goodra was definitely, in this session, the highlight of the team. Like, there's so many circumstances where Dondozo could be good. The Calyrex is generally pretty strong with the IDD mode. The Rillaboom, I'm not... You know, it's good, it's a Rillaboom, but I feel like the Goodra was definitely the standout for me in the matches I was able to play today. Bright Powder Tatsugiri, wild choice, but yeah, definitely the Goodra being consistently impressive. Their only way to win is just get very lucky at this point. So we'll just go for Body Press into the Ribombee. Probably should be a forfeit, but in theory I could never move with the Goodra again. They could knock out the rest of my Pokemon and win on timer that way. Boom, Grassy Glide not going to work. I guess I can just Terra the Dondozo next turn. Or Terra Dragon the Tatsu is probably correct. Boom, big Spirit Break. Alright, part 1 of their plan is complete. They're healing with the terrain, definitely spooky. But if we ever move with the Goodra, the game ends, so not too worried. There's definitely a lot of slow, grindy endgames with this team you gotta get used to. Like, the duration of the turns with leftovers, grassy terrain is always just like so annoying to play with. We'll go for Wave Crash, I guess. I'm gonna preserve the Dragon Terra on the Tatsu so I don't lose to Rillaboom. They cancel out though. Yeah, they realize unless I get paralyzed the rest of the game, there's just no... So that will do it for Battles Today, featuring Legacy VGC's very cool Dondozo, Goodra, Calyrex Shadow team, which was able to get top 16 at the Los Angeles Regional Championships. Very cool team. I wasn't expecting a lot going into it, but the Goodra was really impressive. I'm still not super sold on Dondozo in the format, but the Goodra was able to checkmate Calyrex-Ice very, very consistently for us. The Terra Water, Calyrex-Ice also very cool against its counter in GU as well as Incineroar. Can definitely get a lot of, even if they see it in open team sheet, unexpected KOs that way. So overall, very well built team. Definitely played to its peak by Alejandro, and once again, congrats to him on his finish. If you want to try the team, I have the rental code in the description below, along with the Pokebase that he very graciously provided on Twitter. With all that being said, if you guys enjoy these type of videos, please subscribe to the channel. Definitely more on the way. And with all that being said, peace, y'all.